Hey guys, it's John Colson here, back with another video, and today I want to talk about the glute bridge exercise. It's an exercise that I see being done in the gym a lot, and I just want to make sure that you're getting the most out of the technique from it. You're not making some of the common mistakes that I see being done, and I also wanted to show you some ways that you can actually progress it, because one of the issues I see with this exercise is a lot of people just can only stick with a light weight. I know that for some of that reason, it's because trying to put a heavier weight on the hip bones is really uncomfortable and awkward. And sometimes it's just trying to get the weight across the hips in the first place is just really awkward because it's not easy to maneuver it. So at the end of the video, I'll show you a way to do that. So to start with, I'll take you through the technique for the glute bridge. So you're gonna lay on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. What I like to do is bring the arms out to the side and just press the elbows down into the mat. Brace the abs. And you want to focus on squeezing the butt muscles to drive the hips up into the air and then come back down. Nice and controlled. So squeeze the butt, drive the hips up into the air and come back down. So a couple of things that I see being done wrong with this. The first one is not keeping the tension in the butt muscles all the way through the exercise. So what I'm doing is, as well as bracing the stomach, squeezing the butt muscles, driving up, and I'm still squeezing the butt muscles as I come back down. What you'll sometimes see people do is they'll come up to the top and then flop back down because they're not keeping the tension. So squeeze up, keep the tension. As you come down, keep squeezing, and back down. The second issue that I see people doing is overarching at the top. So when you come up, you only want to come up as high as you can keep your knees, hips, and shoulders pretty much in a straight line. What I see some people doing is trying to push harder and really crank up like that. And what you're really doing is you're just cranking through the lower back rather than keep working the butt muscles. So the idea for this exercise, work the butt muscles, don't crank it in the lower back. The other issue, like I said before, is not using enough weight for the exercise. So I'll often see people use say, like only a 5 or a 10 kilo weight plate and just keep doing endless reps with that really light weight. And for the sort of purpose that most people want to use the glute bridge for, which is like building the butt muscles, you want to kind of progress with the weights rather than keep it on that really light weight. So as I said at the beginning, I know that heavy weight on the hip bones gets really uncomfortable and really awkward. So here are two things that you can actually purchase that you can use to protect your hips against the weight. First one is a foam pad. So you can go into Amazon, type in Airex, A-I-R-E-X, pad, and you'll come up with a list of options. So you've got the Airex pads, which are actually quite expensive. Then you've got these slightly cheaper foam pad options, which pretty much do the same job. So for this one, you go into the glute bridge position, you have the pad across the hips, and then you can put the weight plate, the dumbbell, or the barbell across here, and it gives you a good level of protection. The other thing you can do is use a barbell foam pad. So this is a Velcro pad. You can see you put the barbell in here and you wrap it around. So with these pads, this is where you do want a little bit more investment. You can see here, it's quite a thick foam pad against your hips. If you go for the cheaper option, you'll find that the foam is actually quite thin and you'll quickly run into the same problem you had before, in that you don't have much protection against the heavy weight and your hip bones, so it gets really uncomfortable in a hurry. So there are two options that you can do. And then in the next part of the video, I'll just show you a setup that will allow you to keep using heavier and heavier weights for the glute bridge exercise in a safe manner. Okay, so as you can see, what I've got here for my setup is I've got a couple of steps that are set either side with the barbell resting on top. If you're in like most commercial gyms, there shouldn't be an issue to find a couple of steps. And if you need to increase the height, you can get some of the risers to put underneath. Just anything that allows you to have enough clearance so that you can get yourself under the bar to perform the exercise. So from here, lay flat on my back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, holding the barbell across my hips, and focus on squeezing my butt muscles, drive the bar up, keep squeezing as I come back down with control, and repeat. Then just keep going for however many sets and reps you want to do. The other thing you can see is, and this is for safety,
In a lot of gyms, the weight plates are round, so when you go to set them down, they have a tendency to want to roll off in one direction or the other. So if you put a couple of weight plates down on either side of them, that's just going to help prevent that roll. So it's just a little bit of extra safety. So there you have it. There's some ways that you can work on the technique for the glute bridges, some ways that you can avoid the common mistakes, and a couple of ways that you can look to progress with the weight for the exercise.